There's a lot of traffic in Chonburi lately because it's Chengmeng period. Chengmeng is the ceremony that is done for the, Thai Chinese families. They don't do that anymore in China, but they still do it in Thailand. It's the day that children, grandchildren pay respect to the descendants. So they would get together to remember those who passed. So there's a lot of traffic in Chonburi province right now. Try to practice every day. There's a lot of uncertainty in this world. It's not going to happen like we want it to be. Like we want peace. We want to be able to live in this world. But we cannot control the world. There's a lot of chaos, problems. They all came from defilements. This is why people get into wars, because of the defilements. They try to gain more power, more wealth, and they had to harm others to gain those. This is animals' behavior, instincts. This is why the same thing why the animals fight. Like animals would fight over females. So humans, those who never train in morality, so they behave just like the animals. They don't think about others. We cannot fix anybody. We see the problem. The problem arises from the defilements. Other people's defilement, we cannot fix that. When there are defilements, it may affect us, and we have to accept it. It's our own karma to encounter these problems. We cannot fix other people's defilement, but we can do something about our own defilements. Other people may create problems and create suffering to us, but we don't have to do the same to them. We don't have to create problems or suffering to others. We just have to focus on ourselves, fix ourselves. In each home, sometimes family members create problems, suffering to each other. They fight, they disagree, they believe in different things, so they would get into arguments. That's why in some homes they would fight. And sometimes the children would grow up to be adults who would fight with others. So that also gives rise to in the world level problems. And those are all from the defilements. The Lord Buddha saw this truly. He taught us how to deal with the defilements. And he asked of us to help him spread out the words of Dhamma as far as we can. But not many people can understand Dhamma or receive Dhamma. Not many people understand that because Dhamma is for the people with wisdom, and most cannot do it. Other religions have benefit too. They teach for people to love each other, to love their gods. For example, for Indians, they believe in destinies. So when they are suffering, they can accept it better because they said that because they believe it's their destiny. And they just keep doing good deeds. And then one day the gods will answer their prayer and make their life better. So that's a good thing too. For the Lord Buddha, he said that he see that everything that happened, it's from our own action. And to see our own fault, not to look at other people's faults. And you cannot fix others. Everyone has their own karma. We just have to focus on our own deeds. Make sure that we are upholding the morality precepts. So at least 5 precepts is that we are refrain ourselves from harming others beings, other people, other animals. Those who can attain the 5 precepts, they will do no harm to other beings. So if we are upholding the 5 morality precepts, it is even better than giving others things. It is more refined. So let's uphold the 5 moral precepts, and you can see that you will see that our life will be more peaceful. For example, if you ever think of harming others or cheat on your partner, when we uphold the moral precepts, we will not do that. Our mind will be peaceful. We will not steal. We will not kill other beings. We want to live our life without doing any harm. If we steal, we rob. Like those burglars who steal, who rob others. They started from robbing different homes, and then if they become more powerful, they will steal from the nation, and that has even more impact on the country. They use their power to harm others, to seek for their own self-benefit. Although they might be wealthy and they think that they can make offering to clean the record, but that's not it. If they did any bad deeds, that's bad karma. But if you do any good deeds, there will be good karma. Good karma and bad karma, they do not cancel each other. An example, our Lord Buddha, he is filled with all the faculties. He was able to sacrifice his own life for the good deeds. His good deeds is far beyond, but still he had to endure suffering from his as a result from the karma. When he had a headache, he said that it's from resulting from the karma, because in the past life he saw a fisherman caught fish, and he was happy to see that the fisherman caught a fish. That karma led him to have headache. Or when he had a bloody diarrhea because in the past life when he was a doctor and he murdered his patients, although he already went to hell but the karma is still there. So that's why he had a bloody diarrhea in the last life. Even our own Lord Buddha, he has full and great faculties, and he had accumulated so much good deeds. He still have to repay for the bad deeds. So the good deeds and the bad deeds, they do not cancel each other. So let's refrain ourselves from doing any bad deeds. Luangpo, when he was a child, he saw a bat flying. The bat was eating the tadpole, and he was a little boy, and he saw the bat flying very fast, and he wondered if he could ever hit the bat. So Luangpo got like a sling, like a thread, a wire thread, and Luangpo swirled this thread and tried to catch the bat, but he never can catch the bat. And then when he thought to himself, he didn't mean to hurt the bat. He was just curious that how could the bat fly so fast? He wondered if he ever gonna catch the bat at all. So one time he swiped the thread even before the bat arrived. So the bat ended up, he was hit directly by the thread and fell from the air down to the floor. The bat was hurt, and Luangpo felt very bad that happened because the bat was hurt. Luangpo felt very bad when he was, and then after that, the bat regained its strength and flew away. That karma, even though Luangpo didn't mean to hurt the bat, it was just a curiosity as a kid, that he wondered why the bat could fly so fast, and he wondered if he ever could catch the bat with a thread, because that time Luangpo was very, very young. And after that incident, Luangpo forgot about that incident. 20 years later, one day when Luangpo was meditating, and before the samadhi was gathered, and then he heard the sound through the wind, like someone is swiping through the air, and then he felt like something was, it's like he was hit in the back, and then he had a vision of that bat was hit. So Luangpo realized that even that karma, he could not escape it. Even he already forgot that incident because it happened a long time ago. So we cannot escape our karma. So let's refrain ourselves from harming other beings. If our mind is harmless, it will be peaceful to others. It will be peaceful to ourselves. Every time when we think about us able to keep the moral precepts, however we can, 7 months, 9 months, our mind will be happy every time we remember that we can uphold the precepts. When the mind is happy, we can attain samadhi easier. When the mind is happy, content, that can lead to samadhi. Many said that, oh, I cannot ever practice samadhi. It is not possible if you think about harming others all the time. Like you want to take other people's stuff. Like for example, when you are in cafeteria, you get in line. We have to remember that we have to share the food with others. Think about the people behind you. When you put in too much food, that is, you are acting on greed. Even that is consequences. We break the precepts because of our own selfishness, from our own anger, from the delusions, from ignorance. Like when Luang Pa was young, when he hit that bad, it's because it was from ignorance. It was not because Luang Pa want to hurt that bad. So ignorance can also give rise to the defilement. So we have to train ourselves. If we can be selfless, let's be selfless. When we are selfish, we cannot progress with that type of foundation. Selfish, when we are selfish, the mind is not happy. When we are selfless, our mind is more peaceful. But it's not about letting others taking advantage of us. We have to also protect ourselves. For example, we don't have to hang out and be friends with those who are taking advantage of us. The Lord Buddha said, don't be friends with those wicked ones. For example, if you have a person who asks you to invest in something that is not trustworthy, we don't have to yell at them. We just have to walk away. So we can develop our mind, our heart to be better and better. Our mind will attain the precepts. It will be peaceful. It will be happy. And we can develop our mind further. When we have the morality, it's not permanent yet. It is not permanent yet. It can give us happiness in the world, but we want to ascend above the world. So we can train our mind even further. We will see that those people who the mind is busy, they are not happy. They are suffering. But those people whose mind is peaceful, their minds are happy, calm. So when the mind is restless, it is restless because it is driven by the defilement from anger, delusions, greed. So we can train the mind by having the object of meditation and let the mind stay with the object of meditation. This is training the mind to attain samadhi. So when the mind is with the morality, we can train the mind further by having the object of meditation. Let the mind stay with the object of meditation that you are happy to stay with. And that object of meditation does not arouse any defilement to arise. For example, Luang Pa used his breath because he was happy to stay with the breath. So he let his mind to stay with the breath. As he breathed in, his sight good. As he breathed out, his sight dull. So even until these days, when Luang Pa is by himself, Luang Pa does not let the mind wander off. He let the mind stay with the breath, so the mind can rest. The mind is not wandering off and become restless. The key is to select the object of meditation that the mind is happy to stay with. If the mind is not happy, it will not work. So we have to notice ourselves which object of meditation make us happy. For example, Mother Nan, she is happy to knit. Every time she knits, her mind is happy. Moreover, Prajana, he like noticing the body movement. So you can choose any object in meditation that makes you happy, that you're happy to stay with. Like Mother Nan, every time she knits, her mind stay with the knitting, and she was able to see the body moving as she knits, and she was able to see that the body is moving is not hers. So the knitting can be the object of meditation that lead into samatha practice and also vipassana practice. If you use the body as the object of meditation, if the mind continues staying with the object of meditation, that is samatha practice. As you observe that the body is moving, body is stopping moving, when the mind gain enough strength, mental strength, and it sees every time the mind wanders off, the mind started to become the stable observer. If you understand the principle of how to practice, you will see that the practice is not difficult. Even knitting, you can do practice samadhi, both samatha and vipassana with knitting. Like Luang Por, he used the breathing meditation or anapanasati. As a child, he only practiced samatha because he did not know how to practice vipassana or insight. Most people, when they think about meditating, they always think of samatha practice. When Luang Por was a child, and he met with Master Luang Por Lee told Luang Por to stay with the breath. As he breathed in, said put. When he breathed out, said do. So he kept doing that since he was 7 years old until he was 22 years old. He kept doing that. And then when he was 29 years old, he met with Luangpu Dun. Luangpu Dun further his practice by teaching Luang Por how to cultivate insight by observing the mind. When observing the mind, Luang Por saw that the mind changes all the time. Sometimes the mind is good, sometimes the mind is bad, sometimes the mind is happy, sometimes the mind is unhappy. The more Luang Por observed that, Luang Por changed to the object of meditation, it became the mind. And after he practiced for a while, the mind became the stable observer. And when the mind became the stable observer, he saw that the body breathed in and breathed out. And he saw that that body was not his, that it was impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Another example is the mantra Bhutto, citing Bhutto. Many of the forest traditions would use Bhutto as the object of meditation. Some will use it together with the breath. Some will use just Bhutto by itself. When the mind becomes restless, some will recite Bhutto very fast. When the mind is calm, they will recite the Bhutto slower, like Bhutto, Bhutto. Those who do not understand would think that this is just practicing samatha. But actually, any object meditation, even the mantra, you can use that to cultivate wisdom as well, or vipassana practice. They didn't use Bhutto just to stay with Bhutto. They use Bhutto and they also observe the mind. Like the Venerable Luangpu Bunjan, he said that when you're citing Putto, when you say Putto, you have to also know the mind. So every time the mind wander off from Putto, that is the mind is restless. When the mind stay with the Putto, the mind is calm, no so. When the mind is happy, staying with Putto, no so that the mind is happy. When the mind stay with Putto and the mind becomes it attain equanimity, know so that the mind has equanimity. So you can use Putto as the object of meditation and know the mind as well. So the mind becomes it would awaken and become the stable observer. If you can do that, you can also practice vipassana using mantra by knowing the mind. So it doesn't matter which object of meditation you use. If you understand the principle, you can practice correctly. If you only practice samatha, one cannot enlighten with just only practice samatha. We have to cultivate wisdom. We have to practice vipassana, and we have to attain the mind that is a stable observer to practice vipassana. There are two ways that one can attain a stable observer mind. One is to practice to attain the deep state of meditation level or jhana, but that is difficult for people in this generation. Another way is more applicable for us is to have the object of meditation, to be aware of the body and the mind. And if the mind wander off, know the mind as you practice. You can use the body first. If you cannot observe the mind, use the mind as the object of meditation. For example, if you have anger arise, you can also be aware of that. So if you have sati, you're mindful with your body, keep being mindful of your body. Whatever arises, you can also see that, like anger, for example. This is why Luang Por always say that to practice is not difficult because you can do anything. You can choose any object of meditation. But if you don't understand, you may pick and choose the wrong object of meditation that is not suitable to you. For example, if you see that your friend used the breath and you said, oh, now you have to use the breath too, but the breath might not be suitable to you. This is why Luang Por never have the retreat, the course, because everyone is different. Because when you have the course, everyone will do the same thing together. Like they have to walk together, they have to sit and breathe together. But it's not applicable. Everyone is different. The breath may be good to some, but not good to others. For the past master, they never have any courses either. And they understood that everyone is different. If you make everyone do the same thing, it will not yield good results. So Luang Por laid down the principle. First, we have to uphold our morality precepts. Second is to have the object in meditation for the mind to stay with. And that object has to be the object that the mind is happy to stay with. And that object will not arouse any defilement to arise. For example, if you like to yell at other people, that will instigate defilement. That will not be the right object for the mind to stay with. Luang Por does not recommend practicing kasina or focusing of the element, because there's many traps and people can easily make mistake. Like for example, if you use the fire kasina, like you are focusing on the fire, or focusing on the wind, or focusing on the light, or focusing on the gap between things. Like if you're practicing the kasina, the light kasina, you might think that you gain a vision, but that could be just a vision that our mind just created. It may not be the true things. Let's not believe in the things that you see, because we still have a lot of defilement. So the thing that the vision may arise from our own defilement. For example, those who say that they are the reincarnated of King Naresuan, the king of Thailand in the past. Luang Por ran into 6 people who claimed they were the past kings, because the vision arises from their own defilement. So let's not use that. Use the object of meditation within our own body and our own mind. Let's not let the mind wander away. When Luang Por was a young child, his mind wandered off too. He was only 7 years old when he started to practice, and when he met with Venerable Luangpu Li. Luangpu Li asked, why did you just come here? Luang Por, as a child, he said, my dad just took me here. Because Luang Por replied innocently, blame on his dad. So Luangpu Li told Luang Por to use the breath. As he breathed in, say put. As he breathed out, say to. And he can count how many times he does that. As the mind calms down, the mind stops counting the numbers. As the mind becomes even more calm, it stops saying Buddha. It's only the breath remains. And when the mind becomes even more calm, the breath disappears. And Luang Por started to have the vision. But the vision could be a fake one. So let's not believe the vision that we gain. Some people even have a vision of the master come to their room to teach them how to practice. We have to not believe the vision right away, although it's a vision of our masters. We have to check if the teaching agrees, follow the Tipitaka or not. Even the vision of the Buddha, you don't have to believe the vision. You have to check first. We have to contemplate. If you can give it a try, if that works or not. So don't believe it right away. That is Mara tricking you. It could be Mara tricking you. So Luang Por, after he realized that, he would know every time the mind tend to wander off. Although the mind it has a nature that we cannot control the mind. When Luang Por's father passed away, his body his remain was placed at Wat Rakang temple. The guy at the temple put his body in the coffin. As the people, because the coffin was left and there was a rain, so the rainwater seeping into the coffin. Luangpa could hear the water inside the coffin. Luangpa, as a child, Luangpa then wonder what would the corpse would look like. The guy at the temple said, "Don't look. It's not a very good picture to see. You will be frightened if you see the body." Luangpa didn't want to see the body, but the mind wanted to see the body. The mind didn't listen. That day, after Luangpa returned from the temple to home, Luangpa practiced. After Luangpa practiced and Luangpa went to bed, the mind left the body and ran toward the temple and tried to look at the body of Luangpa's dad. Luangpa realized that, so Luangpa tried to bring the mind back in. So Luangpa take a deep breath, try to be aware of the body, so the mind would return back. And then the mind has the mind as its own. The mind left the body again and it went to the temple again. So Luangpa did it again. Take a deep breath again. The mind returned again. But the third time, the mind also ran away to see the body inside the coffin again, because the mind is not under our control. So let's not let the mind wander off. We cannot control what the mind wants to do. We cannot really control the mind to stay. So after the mind go, don't pay attention. The mind, Luangpa's mind, when it searched for Luangpa's dad's body, the mind stay with the body for a while, and Luangpa could even smell the rotten body. It was very smelly. And after the mind was satisfied in searching for the rotten body, it returned to Luangpa, and Luangpa still feel the smell. That is something about the mind. Luangpa said, "This is not something that is good. It means that we cannot control the mind. Luangpa like to be out. So let's not train ourselves to send the mind out. So every time the mind is out, no so. Let's practice and let the mind be with our body and our own mind. Don't pay attention to outside. Come back to pay attention to our own body, like our skin, our nails, our hair. It is safer to be with ourselves. If our mind left our body to and enter something that is scary, like the devil, we will be in a lot of trouble. So not let the mind wander off. So keep practicing. Samadhi also has benefit, and also it can do harm. So we have to have mindfulness always as we practice samadhi. Mindfulness is essential in this training, in this path. If you practice samadhi and you are not mindful, you don't have sati, one can be lost. So every time you practice, you have to have mindfulness. When we have mindfulness, we don't have to try to cultivate wisdom. Wisdom will arise on its own. An example, if you use kneading as an object in meditation, when you have sati, as you practice, one day you will see that the body is not us. Even when you finish kneading and you see something beautiful, you are happy. You will see the happiness is not us. Or if you're kneading and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted, you are unhappy. You will see that unhappiness is not us. When we have samatha samadhi, the mind stays with the object in meditation without forcing it. If we try to force it, the mind is not happy. When the mind is not happy, the mind is there's no samadhi. So when the mind stays with object meditation, as the mind change, you can see that. So for those who can say, like Luangpu, they will say that the practice is not difficult, but it takes time for us to say that it is not difficult. It's like we are first time when we ride the bike. The first time it could feel that it is difficult, but after you understand how to ride a bike, you will feel that it is so easy. Riding a bicycle is easy. Or even swimming. The first time when you learn, you train yourself how to swim, it can feel difficult. But now, when you become skillful, you can just lay on the water without sinking, and you will feel that swimming is so easy. So the first time when you start to practice, you may feel that, this is so difficult. Another example is that the first time when you have your heart broken, you will feel that it is so difficult. Because once when you have your heart, the first time you have your heart broken, you may feel that it is very, very hard. But after that, it will be easy and easier. So first, what to do is to keep the 5 moral precepts. The second is to practice formally for about 3 hours a day. You can do the walking meditation. If you cannot walk for 3 hours, if you cannot walk for 3 hours, you can also sit. But you have to sit mindfully. That is a cook here at the temple. Luangpu does not want to say that she's old, but now she told Luangpu that now she can walk 3 hours every day, and now she have a lot of mental strength, and she's able to deal with problems easier. It's like when the problem arises, it's kind of like you have a bad dream. As you wake up, it's gone already. It's already in the past. So any problem in our life is kind of like a bad dream. It will soon shall pass. Like right now, the price is getting higher and higher. But it will soon shall pass too. Next is homework reviewing time. Number 1, I practice sitting meditation for 1 hour and chanting for half an hour. I use Buddha as my meditation object. During the day, I can also see anger quickly and see the mind wander off into thinking. While sitting, my mind moves. I also know. Am I on the right track? Luangpu replied, yes, you are on the right track. Your mind has progressed much. Keep practicing. Can you feel that the mind has progressed much than before? Keep practicing. There's nothing for you to fix. Number 1, keep practicing. Number 2, I practice formal meditation for half an hour each day. And in daily life, I watch the mind. Lately, my practice does not feel as good as when I was first ordained. That changes at work, and I use my phone a lot. Sometimes when I sit, the mind keeps thinking about other things until I feel exhausted and fall asleep. Still, I force myself to practice every day without missing. During the periods where there's a lot of thinking, how should I adjust my formal practice to suit my temperament? Luangpa replied, know knows your mind when you think. When you work a lot, nobody likes to work a lot. Just know that. Most people do not like to work a lot. Most people don't want to work a lot, but they liked it when they receive salary. So know so when the mind is disliking, know so when the mind is bored, know so when the mind is depressed. Just know the mind directly. Don't try to fix the mind. Know the mind as it is. Know the mind when it is unwholesome, that is good. Number two, you know that the mind is not stable yet. You don't have enough mental strength yet. So you have to have the object in meditation for the mind to stay with. And know so when the mind wander away from the object, and know so when the mind moves toward the object. Now you tend to wander off often. See, the mind still wander out. Can you see that? You cannot see that. You can tell me. That is okay. So let's try knowing the movement. Do you know that the body is moving? So keep knowing the body moving, and then the mind will return. Just keep knowing the mind, the body, and then the mind will come back to the body. So let the mind come back to the body by knowing the body moving. When you have a lot of work to do and you have to think a lot, when you have a lot of life problem that you have to fix it, the mind tend to wander off. You cannot stop it. So you have to set out the time to come back to the body. Let's set out the time for the mind to rest. Let the mind come back to the body. Buddhism is not about running away from the world, but it's about learning about the world until one day the mind ascends above the world. Although the world is full of chaos, problem, the mind will not be chaotic or restless like the world. Number three, I practice formal walking meditation for 1 hour and 15 minutes each day. The mind alternates between being lost in thought and knowing so. In daily life, I use the body's movement as a meditation object, knowing as much as I can, but still I get lost for a long period. Do I practice correctly? Luangpa replied that. Number three, practice correctly, but number three is my often lost in delusions. Can you tell? Luangpa asked number three if he knows that the mind is still. So let's know so of the mind as it is. When number three tend to mend the mind to be still, that's not correct. That is try to interfere with the mind. Right now, the mind you still interfering with the mind. So the mind, when you practice and you not practice, it should be the same. We have to be aware of the mind. It's not about fabricating the mind to be still. That is not practice. Just know the mind as it is, not interfering, not controlling it. Know the mind as it is with equanimity. Like right now, number three is trying to control the mind again. Focus on the mind. Although the face may be smiling, but the mind is still. So know the body as the body moves. be normal as much as you can. Be normal. Let the mind be normal and let the mind be. The authentic mind is normal until it is tainted with the defilement. So keep knowing so of the defilement that arise with the mind. Know when you want to practice. Know that you want to practice. If you know so of the mind as it is, when you know that, the mind that knows become the stable observer. It will see things as it is. If you don't have the mind that is a knower, that is stable observer, the mind tend to be lost in defilement. So be patient and practice again until you can see your ordinary mind, authentic mind, the knower mind. We already have that mind, but we are blinded by the defilements. So keep knowing when the defilement arises, when every time we know that the defilement, that defilement would disappear and the noble mind would arise. So you can practice by knowing so of the body moving and know the mind. As you're attaining the knower mind, often the mind will regain mental strength. Anything that will arise, anything that is not the mind itself that arise, you will see that. And you will see that it comes and it goes. So keep practicing. It is not difficult. Luangpu keep saying that the practice is not difficult. Number 4. Number 3, you practice correctly. It's just that you're still controlling the mind to be still. That is all. Just a little bit, not much. Number 4, you tend to mend the mind to be still. Number 4, I observe what arises. Sometimes I know so of the body, sometimes of the mind. I do not control the breathing. These days, I see anger arising very often, almost all day. I see happiness, anger, and dislike arising seeds. But the mind still wants to hold on to happiness. At times, there's a sense of space that is not fully involved, I'm not fully involved. When close people affect me, the mind is still shaken. When a dog passed away, I felt neutral with a distant knower. I am not sure whether I am still interfering with the mind. Luangpu replied, can you tell that the mind right now is not ordinary, it's not natural? The ordinary mind is joyful, brightened, normal. So let's be normal. Like right now, you're mending the mind and delusion arise. You're mending the mind to be still. That's why you're a little bit drowsy. Now you wonder what's going on. Know so that you are wondering about that. You mend the mind to be still. You are not seeing the mind as it is. So let's be normal and see the changes of the mind as it is. And you will see that every time we see something, hear something, the mind changes. Sometimes wholesomeness arises, sometimes unwholesomeness arises. And after you keep seeing that, you will see that everything falls under the 3 characteristics. But you mend the mind to be still. You cannot see this truth. And you started to feel drowsy. Let's awaken yourself. We are training ourselves to be awakened, not to be drowsy. Oh, now you know how to do. Let's be awake, not sleepy. Can you see that the mind started to awaken now? The mind now is different from before. the mind before you mend it to be still, to be drowsy, to be dull. Don't fabricate the mind. The ordinary mind is a mind without any fabrication. Number 5. There's no problem with number 5. Number 5, practice every day, morning and evening. Aversion has reduced a lot. Desire arises during the practice. I use Asupha, focusing on the felt to counter it. When I chant, I feel sleepy. My samadhi is not stable. The mind is restless. When I feel lazy, I recall the teacher's words that it doesn't matter if you feel lazy or diligent. I must keep practicing. A friend once said something that struck me, and it gives me the strength to continue. I use Buddha as my meditation object. As for good and bad in life, they feel the same. How can I prevent defilement not to arise again? Luangpo replied that you're on the right path. We cannot prevent the defilement not to arise. Be patient. Keep practicing. The key word is patient. Patient is the key word. Some is great at practicing, but they don't have any patience. They not persevere. Number 6, practice breathing meditation and develop mindfulness in daily life. 2 years ago, Luangpo advised me to return to observing the body's movement. I have continued practicing consistently and listen to the Dhamma talks every week. I feel that I can see the aggregate separate. Since the beginning of this year, I have seen whatever context the mind arises and ceases according to 3 characteristics. Please tell me if I practice correctly. Luangpo replied that you practice correctly, but you have to set out the time for the mind to rest. You cannot keep cultivating wisdom. Otherwise, you will lose all the mental strength. It's like cutting the tree with the knife that is not sharp. So let's give the mind a time for the mind to rest. So the mind can gain mental strength. What you're practicing is good. Keep practicing. Number 7. Number 7 have changed a lot. Can you tell? Number 7 said that I increased my formal walking meditation as Luangpo taught and thought that my practice is progressing. But later I saw that something was off. I began to see the external world as suffering and impermanent, and life in the world felt meaningless. I kept trying to run away from the world. And then Mother Nan guided me. I was able to come out from that state. Now I am starting again using my body as the base and trying to develop more calm meditation, but the mind is not peaceful. It does not want to rest. Please tell me what to do, Luangpo. Luangpo replied, the mind that is used to cultivating wisdom, it does not want to rest. But we have to give the time for the mind to rest. So keep practicing. Number 8. When I sit and meditate, the mind is aware of itself without a meditation word. It feels like sleeping. The breath becomes very light. Sometimes it feels like the breath disappears. The mind still stay in samadhi, and it's like that often. Sometimes when I practice laying down, I feel like I'm not sleeping. I'm aware all night. At times, the body feels light, floating, and numb. I feel that my mindfulness is not progressing. Please give me some advice. Luangpo replied, your mind is stuck in samatha practice. When it wants to practice samatha, you don't have to try to stop it. After it finished with the samatha practice, when you come out, contemplate on the body. See that this body is not us. It is impermanent, not us suffering. And in daily life, when anger arises, no so. when you exit samadhi, samatha samadhi, you should use the body, contemplate on the body. Let's notice that anger arises easily when you are stuck. Those who are stuck with the samadhi, it's like they are escaping from the world. So every time they come out and come in contact with the world, anger easily arises. So as you exit samadhi, contemplate on your body. Keep contemplating the whole body, that this body is undesirable. It's not us. It's nothing to be hold on to. It's full of something dirty. And you can overcome this. Otherwise, if you're stuck in samadhi, if someone look at you wrongly, you will get angry because you're stuck in this samatha samadhi. Those who are stuck in this type of samadhi, it's like they are staying in the germ-free room. As they exit the room, there's a lot of germ. They cannot handle it. So as you come out from the room, let's know. So this is what number 8 have to correct. Otherwise, you will get angry easily. That is all the Dhamma talk for today. Anumothana